Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Victoria, and really quickly I just want to share what we've been learning in homeschool. If you don't know who I homeschool my children. I also am a nail tech, but I kind of do that on the side. So most of my videos are going to be about homeschooling, nails, and of course any type of hauls that I choose to do. But today we're talking about chocolate curriculum. I do choose a theme every quarter for homeschool, and this quarter we talked about chocolate, all things chocolate. So it started with this chocolate bulletin board, which is behind me. And so in the middle, you see it has homeschool and chocolate. Under here is a mirror. The last time I covered the mirror completely, my kids said they missed the mirror, so I left a piece out this time. But you have chocolate, you have different pictures of chocolate, and then right here you have U.S. history because we started a history timeline. You can see some of the dates that we did. We need to go back and add the rest of the dates, but we do have it written here in a pencil what we've discussed so far about U.S. history. This is my little chocolate drip border that I created and I'm so proud of. And then down here is a number line for my daughter. If you go to this side of the board, you will see a lot of chocolate people that are inspirational to me. So we have that here. Right here where these chocolate chip cookies are, this little area is called top 3, which is where we take 3 things that we wanted to accomplish for the day, and that's where that goes. Those are my bills, so I'm trying not to get that in the picture, but here's our monthly calendar. This is what it looks like for March, and we use Almond Joy wrappers for the days. And then if you go to this side of the bulletin board, you will see a cup of hot chocolate that has 2022 on it. Hot chocolate coming out. This says hashtag best year yet. And then here are some vocabulary words that we discussed about chocolate. So you have cacao, chocolate, cocoa, ivory coast, cocoa pods, cocoa butter, fermenting, cocoa beads, chocolatiers, husk, things like that. And then on this far end right here is just all of the children who are a part of my life that are over there with M&Ms. So that is the board. If you wanted to see the board, like a better view of the board, I do have a homeschool room tour and you can see that. But that's the bulletin board that we use for our theme. So I normally pick a theme every quarter. So this quarter the theme was chocolate. I choose a theme because when you're teaching kids the core subjects, sometimes that could be a little exhausting. So you want to do something that's also fun for them. And so I think we've really talked about everything that we can talk about chocolate. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the books that we used for our chocolate theme. The theme I chose for chocolate, we started it in December, so it's a good thing for December because it's cold and you drink hot chocolate. So we use it for December, January, and February, and we're also using it for March, but I am about to get ready to change out our theme, but I wanted to go ahead and review this theme before I take it down. But here are the books that we use to talk about chocolate. This book right here is Chocolate Indulge Your Inner Chocoholic. I would say that this was more of the chocolate encyclopedia for us because it is, you see, a nice book. It has the locations where chocolate is grown. It has the places where chocolate is grown, all of different places, and the different places where it is grown is locations that are close to the equator, because those are the temperatures that you need to grow chocolate. And then it also has the history of chocolate. It has how you make chocolate. And then in the back, it also has chocolate recipes. So this was a good book. The second book that we really enjoyed, I think my kids really enjoyed this book, was called JoJo the Chocolate Donut. And the author and illustrator are both chocolate brown men. So we really thoroughly enjoyed this book. What is JoJo and the Chocolate Donut about? What would y'all say the book is about? Be yourself. Being yourself, exactly. That's what I was gonna say, and I'm glad to hear you say it. The book was about being yourself. We also, because again, we use this chocolate theme for, and then chocolate is popular in February too for Valentine's Day. So we use this book, Love Monster and the Last Chocolate. I really enjoyed this book more than I thought I would, but I really did like this book. Another great book was Grandpa Cacao. Really love this book. A Tale of Chocolate from Farm to Family. Beautiful book. Beautiful. Look at the cacao pods. We also made cacao pods, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So basically, her grandpa worked on a cacao, I don't want to say plantation, farm. And they were reminiscing about what he did on the farm while they were baking a chocolate cake. That's what that book is about. I also enjoyed this book, From Cocoa Beans to Chocolate. Really nice book. The only thing is this word cocoa and cacao are used interchangeably. They are different though. Cacao is actually the word that you use from seed to tree to pod, and then you can turn it into cocoa. However, the words are used interchangeably. So I really enjoyed this book. We also use this book. This book is Mistakes That Work. It has all type of inventions in this book other than chocolate, but we used it for the chocolate chip cookie story of how that was made. Now, it said that chocolate chip cookies in this book was a mistake. In other places, it says that it wasn't a mistake. The lady who made chocolate chip cookie, Ruth Graves Wakefield, is the name of the person, but it really doesn't matter if it was a mistake or if she intentionally did it. She's still the person who created chocolate chip cookies. So we use this book. I really enjoyed this book. We actually talked about some other things in this book, like Coca-Cola, how it was made, and things like that. This book also I purchased. I don't really have any problems with this book. Well, I guess I should say what I like about the book, of course, is the brown skinned young lady drinking her chocolate milk. But a lot of books, for some reason, some books, I won't say a lot of books, but they start off in the beginning with the person not liking their brown skin, and then in the end they like it. Well, we're past that in our home. So yeah, we like our skin from the beginning. If that makes sense, I hope it does. But you said it didn't? Okay, my son said he didn't, but hey. So those are the books that we used. We also have some other things that we did as far as curriculum goes. I have a list right here in my journal. So I'm just gonna go over it really quickly. So I talked about the books right there. JoJo and the Chocolate Donut was one of my favorite. Grandpa Cacao, Love Monster and the Last Chocolate, Who Made My Lunch, From Cocoa Beans to Chocolate, and Mistakes That Work. And then some other books that we read were Milk Chocolate with a Side of Beauty. I just showed you that. We also read Chocolate Fever. We laughed a lot at the Chocolate Fever book. Chocolate Fever is like a book that was written a long time ago, grade school level, probably a book that they use in public school. But when the little boy got into the truck with the black truck driver, the 18-wheeler, trying to escape the people because he was turning chocolate, it was just hilarious to us. It was just hilarious. Um, Chocolate Me is a book that is written by Tay Diggs, and a lot of people, if they talking about chocolate or loving yourself, will use that book. It was okay. Um, Curious George Goes to the Chocolate Factory, Hot Cocoa Calm, Do Frogs Drink Hot Chocolate, Chocolate Milk Por Favor, and The Chocolate Touch. We really did not get through that book. My kids said they already knew how that book was going to end. And then No Monkeys, No Chocolate was another book that we read. Those that I just talked about, they're not necessarily my favorite, but we did go through and read those books, so I do want to mention those. Um, we took a virtual field trip to the Hershey's Chocolate Museum. That was really interesting and entertaining. Um, on YouTube, we also watched a St. Lucia birthday vlog by uh, a YouTuber by the name of I Know Lee. She went to St. Lucia for her birthday, and they ended up making chocolate at the um, while they were on the trip. So that was a little break from regular learning and seeing someone travel. So that was like a little virtual field trip travel trip as well. Um, we watch some chocolate movies, and I just literally just Google on one of our subscriptions that we have for movies, and we found a movie called Chocolat. Um, if I had to guess what year, that movie was probably, I don't know, maybe 1940, 50, 60, something like that. So it was set back in time. Very interesting. It was one of the movies that you wouldn't normally pick, but it ended up being pretty good, to me anyway. So check that out, Chocolat. And then there was another movie that we watched, which was like a more urban movie, which was called Chocolate Kiss. And my kids really enjoyed that. They were laughing at the acting in that one, but it was a free movie. Um, we had some other projects that we did. We made chocolate chip cookies. So we made the recipe for Toll House cookies, which Ruth Graves Wakefield, I just talked about her, is the person who invented chocolate chip cookies. Whether it was a mistake or it wasn't a mistake, she invented it. She worked at a hotel called the Toll House Inn, and that's how the cookies got their name. Um, and so we ended up making the recipe excluding brown sugar because we didn't have it. We just double up on our sugar, and we made those cookies, and then we tasted store-bought chocolate chip cookies, and we compared them, and it was very interesting. The store-bought cookies compared to the homemade cookies, they ended up being disgusting. Like, I will never purchase store-bought cookies again. That's how nasty it was, which led the way for us to do a compare and contrast of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies and store-bought chocolate chip cookies. And I don't know where that anchor chart is, and I'm not going to have my kids to look for it at this moment. We did the Hershey Kisses melt experiment where we held the the Hershey's Kiss in our hand closed to see how long it would take for it to melt, and it took over 5 minutes. And for each person, the results were different depending on, I guess, your body. My daughter said hers melted the most. I wish I had some footage of that, but I don't. Then you can also do a type of chocolate anchor chart because there are different types of chocolate. You have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, and an interesting fact about chocolate is that when you open up the cocoa pod, there are seeds in there, and that's how you make chocolate. But how you make white chocolate is actually just the pulp or the juices from the pod and not the seeds. So that's the difference. And again, we learned how to make chocolate too. So that's great. So you take the seeds out of the cocoa pod. You have to lay them out to dry. They normally, depending on where area, they will take banana leaves to cover it, and that's how the white seeds turn brown, etc., etc., etc. We did an anchor chart of our favorite chocolate treats, and for my daughter Ashlyn, her favorite was brownies and chocolate cake. For me, I had Tootsie Rolls, Almond Joy, fudge and banana ice cream, like from the ice cream truck. And Rashawn, he chose Hershey cookies and cream, the actual bar, that is his favorite, and chocolate chip pancakes. And then LeBron, my other son, he had chocolate ice cream, chocolate chip cookies, and chocolate pretzels. So we did that as well. I also have an activity for fractions, simplifying fractions, and I just created a Hershey's Kiss and put the fractions on the inside of there. And then also with the chocolate bar, and I have a worksheet over there, but I'm not going to go get it, just a bar of chocolate. You can also talk about fractions in that way. Some of the snacks that we ate, which we ate a lot of snacks. We had chocolate chip waffles. We had chocolate chip cookies. We had Hershey Kisses. We had hot chocolate. We had Tootsie Rolls, Almond Joys, as you can see from the calendar. But my favorite hot chocolate out of all the brands is this brand for drinking hot chocolate. This is the brand that we used. We made hot chocolate in a crock pot, which when you make it in the crock pot is really, really thick with milk. And then we also had it with just adding water and marshmallows. But this is the brand that I recommend. It was very tasty. One fun fact about chocolate as well is that chocolate was first a drink before it was a bar. It was a bar later on, but originally it was drink. It was a drink. And it was it had spices inside of the drink, and only the wealthy had it to drink. So they believed that it had magical powers. So only the elite were drinking the hot chocolate, and now it's more readily available, and now it's a bar, etc., etc. We talked about Ruth Gray Wakefield, which I already said that is the creator of chocolate chip cookies. We also talked about Milton Hershey. That's more United States, and the other stuff is worldwide, talking about chocolate. We also made cacao pods. And these are the cacao pods. This was an art project that we did. I taught my kids how to paper mache because they did not know how to paper mache. So I taught them how to paper mache, and we made these cacao pods. And if you don't know, this is actually how chocolate looks on the tree. The cacao pods come in a variety of colors. So we did that, as well as an art project. And if you are interested and you would like for me to send you some ideas, and you would like to do this or any of the other items that I show you, and you're interested in homeschooling your children, which I believe everyone should homeschool their children. It's really easy. It doesn't matter if you have a job or don't have a job. You could homeschool on the weekends. If you want some ideas, you want me to send you some ideas how to get started, just comment below. And that's it for our chocolate theme. Stay tuned for our other themed curriculum and regular curriculum. And I have a couple more videos that I'm about to. I have a book haul. I just did favorite things for February, and then I'm also going to show you the books that we're using to teach history.